was probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago now that my wife, Carol, and I were doing what families do in the morning and rushing to get everybody out the door. And Madeline, my daughter, is first grade. She's 6 going on 16. They're in trouble worrying about her future. But we forgot something in her backpack. And she noticed it. I think it was her folder for her homework. And she said, Mom and Dad, where's the folder? And we found it, put the folder in. And I said, I'm sorry, Madeline. And she said, that's okay, Dad. Adults forget things. Adults forget things. We adults, we Missourians, must never forget. Never forget what the core principle, what the core of our party is. As we celebrate Lincoln and think about Reagan's words and his legacy, we must never forget. I believe the election in 2012 comes down to a very fundamental question, a very American question that we've been fighting over really since Hamilton and Jefferson, since the founders were working things out and down through the ages now, through these years. And that question is simply, what should the size and scope and cost of the federal government be? If you're Claire McCaskill and her boss, Barack Obama, you answer the question very specifically. You say bigger, more powerful, more intrusive, more costly. That's what you want. And we've seen in 2 years an incredible transformation. One that I was over in Joplin yesterday and saying to someone, one that this older gentleman said, I couldn't even imagine would happen. Obamacare, bailouts, takeovers. We couldn't pass cap and trade. They couldn't pass cap and trade, cap and tax by the legislature, so they turned and they're doing it with the regulatory agencies. OSHA is out of control. The growth in government is stunning. And don't be fooled. When people say the Republicans spent too much too, we can have that debate. There was poor spending. But in 2 years, we've seen trillions and trillions of dollars. A stimulus that was used to reward friends and to influence the way we live and what we do. I believe we have to answer the question differently. And in 2012, I'm running for the United States Senate because I differ from Claire McCaskill. I answer the question differently. And I answer like a Republican. We should have a government limited by the Constitution. We need to remember that. The Constitution works. We need to have a government that is not just, we don't need better people running government. We need government reduced dramatically. In 2012, we're going to have a decision about the direction of the country. And I think it's going to come down to that question. We talked about Senator Claire McCaskill. She was for Obamacare before she was against it. She thought the individual mandate was really, really important. You have to have it until she realized that the Missourians didn't want it. We were promised some things, by the way, that we need to remember. This is serious stuff. We were promised our tax dollars would never go to abortion. Weeks later, we found out it did. We were promised that we would enforce the border, and we haven't. When we ask the American people to have confidence in us, leaders, our government, and the government doesn't do what they say and does everything else, it's a big problem. I know many of you, not all of you, and I want to thank the chairman for having me and for you indulging political speeches, but thank you for having us for the great weekend. I know some of you well, others I'd like to get to know better as we go around the state, because America, what we need to never forget, is America is so great. So great. But it didn't happen by chance. And it won't stay that way automatically. And we're going to see in 2012, we see it already, that the left-wing unions are going to come and they're going to run ads and they're going to say things about Claire McCaskill. The candidates who are running in 2012, the establishment folks like McCaskill and others across the country, will say or do anything to stay in power, to gain power. And we need to never forget where we came from and what we're about. My wife Carol and I have 3 young children. And we're doing this. It's a family affair, I assure you, because we're worried about our future. And when we answer the question in 2012, at the top of the ticket, and at Senate and on down, it's a chance to change the direction of our country and go back to our roots. My name is Ed Martin. I'm looking forward to seeing you all, your Lincoln Days or other events as much as we can, and learning more about you and listening about you. Let me say one thing that I never forget. You all helped us in our race in the 3rd Congressional District. We won an unprecedented number of votes. We articulated to the people of Jefferson County, St. Genevieve, St. Louis County, that conservatives are who they are too. And we've seen Republicans elected to the county council in Jefferson City and on throughout the district. But that was because of what you all have been doing and what Lloyd has been doing and David's been doing. And so it's a very exciting time, but as our other speaker said, 2012 is so important. And I'd like to earn your support. I'd more importantly like to listen to you over the next 20 months and learn how we can lead Missouri to a better place. Because when we replace Claire McCaskill, we'll begin to reclaim America. Thank you very much.